Hello everyone. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to do the one-handed shuffle, and I thought I would teach you a really easy card trick to go along with it. So without further ado, let's get into the card trick first. I'm going to do the performance, then how to do the one-handed shuffle, so then you guys can try to figure out how to do the trick while I teach you the shuffle, and then I'm going to do the tutorial of the trick. So without further ado, let's get into today's trick. So all we're going to need is the box and the deck of cards here. I can hand the cards over to the spectator, and they can give them a shuffle, and if they wanted to, a cut, and it doesn't matter. After they're done shuffling the deck, I would instruct them to turn the cards face up and start dealing them into one pile just like this. And while they're doing this, they can actually shuffle the cards and they can deal little groups, and they can also stop whenever they would like. So let's say they would like to stop right here. So now I would instruct the spectator to turn the pile over that they dealt onto the table, and the rest of the cards that they didn't deal, or they didn't mess with, go ahead and give those a shuffle. After that, go ahead, take the bottom card, turn it face up, leave it on the bottom of the pile, and place the whole thing on top. And then spread out the cards. So now, what we're going to do is separate the cards here. So we're going to have one pile with the face-up card on top, and then the second pile. Now, we don't need this pile, but we do need the pile with the face-up card. So because we have a 10 here, all we're going to do is spell 10. So I'm going to go T-E-N, and we landed on this card. Now, out of all the cards here, I want you to remember, you shuffled, you dealt, you turned the bottom card face up, you placed it on top of the rest of the cards, and then we spelled 10. What if I knew this card? So I'm going to try to get a sense of it. Out of red or black, I'm going to guess maybe red. Out of numbers and pictures, gonna go with numbers because the 10 here is a number as well. And then, hearts or diamonds, I'm gonna go with, how about, hearts? What if this was the 5 of hearts, and right there is the 5 of hearts. So I'm going to teach you how to do this, but first I'm going to go over the one-handed card shuffle. So let's get into the card shuffle here. Now I already have a video on this shuffle, but it's really bad quality, so I wanted to remake the video. So this is going to be that video on the one-handed card shuffle. So this is what the shuffle looks like, okay? We take about half the deck, we faro it in, we're able to shuffle it just like that. I'm going to teach you how to do this. So let's get straight into this. So, in case you never did the one-handed shuffle before, there's a few things I would recommend. Number one could be, if you have a bridge deck, go ahead and practice with that. In case you don't know what a bridge deck is, it's basically the card right here, but imagine the white border isn't there, so it's gone. So if I cut away the white border, you're going to have this black border and then the design right here. That's basically what a bridge deck is, but it's not going to be as tall and as wide. It's going to be shorter. And another thing you could do is take two halves of the deck, put a rubber band around one half of the deck, and then put a rubber band around the other half of the deck. So then you can practice the separation. You can then practice the weave, just like this. But you won't be able to shuffle the deck, actually. Or what you could do is take 2 halves of the deck and put a piece of tape around it. I don't like that way, but that's another way you could do it. So let's get into the shuffle here. So the first thing you're going to want to do is have the deck in a high elevated straddle grip, just like this, okay? So your index fingers on top, middle ring on the side, pinky on the bottom, thumb on the other side. You're going to come over with your index finger, so it's right next to your middle and ring finger, and you're going to contact about half. And when you do this, you're going to push down so it's against your thumb and then out, just like this, okay? Now this is gonna be what you're gonna need to first do. And then you're gonna put your finger right through that little break and you're gonna have the 2 halves like this. This is gonna be really hard. So a few things I'm gonna suggest for this part. Once you have it broke, you're gonna want to shoot your finger up there really fast, okay? There's a few things you're going to want to watch out for. Number one, you don't want your fingernail at all touching the card when you're sliding it up. Because as you will see, the card is going to slide out with it. So I like to have my finger curled in just a little and then straight up. Okay, like this. And then up. We break about half. I put it in and then I go straight up. And when you do this, you're going to see you're going to be in this type of position. So your index and thumb is going to have 1/2 of the deck. Your middle and ring finger is going to be on the other side and your pinky is going to be on the bottom. Go ahead and take your middle finger and move it straight to the top there of the second half. So right here and then up. Try that again. It's hard to do slow. Move your middle finger up. So now you can support the packets. So if you know how to do a Pharaoh shuffle, this should come relatively easy to you. But you're going to take these bottom 2 packets right here, the 2 corners. You're going to want to push them into each other and go up. Now, if you apply too much pressure, the cards might actually start tearing at the corners. So you're going to want to be careful. You don't want too light of pressure and you don't want too much pressure. You want equal distribution all around, okay? So right here, I'm going to give it just the lightest of a squeeze. And if you get it in the right spot, you're going to see how they start to Pharaoh just like that. And then once they Pharaoh, you can actually take your index finger out while pushing these 2 halves together. And I leave my index finger here as well. And that's going to be the Pharaoh or the weave part of the shuffle. So we're right here. Break it open, shoot it straight up, move your middle finger on top, line up the 2 halves, okay? Think right here you can see. Give it equal pressure, and you can see how easy they slide in. Now you're going to start pushing them in at the same time while moving your index finger out, okay? And once they're in about an inch or so, you can move your pinky over to the side, and this is when you can squeeze your hand in, and then release some pressure, and it's going to shuffle. So if you know how to do the riffle shuffle with bridge, that's basically what you're going to want to do, okay? So you're right here, break about half, shoot it up. You're going to align both halves about equal pressure. You're going to see how they weave in. You're going to move your pinky over, okay? So you can do it this way too. Push the packets together while taking your index finger out. Then I like to have my index finger clamped down on top, squeeze, release some pressure, and it shuffles. So that's basically going to be the shuffle. I'm going to go over the weave part and the shuffle part a few more times, because this is really what you want to get down, okay? So, we're here, okay? We're going to break about half, shoot it up, align both halves, Okay, move your middle finger on top. Gonna have about equal pressure, okay? You're gonna see how they're gonna weave in. And then you can start pushing these two packets in with your ring finger and your thumb, okay? While moving your index finger out of the way. But keep it there, don't move it too far. I move my pinky right over, and then I squeeze, move my finger out of the way, and then I can shuffle it. That's basically what you're gonna do. That's how it's gonna go. So one more time, I will go over that. So you can actually follow along with me. I'm gonna try to slow this down, and then I'll do one in regular time, as if it was real, if that made sense. So right here, here, now they won't always faro, so you have to try to get it in the right spot. But even if you do, they won't faro. So just keep trying, but don't apply too much pressure. Just try to do the same amount of pressure. And just like that is the one-handed shuffle. So hopefully this was a better tutorial than the first one I made. The first tutorial I made had just bad quality and it wasn't the greatest. But that was the one-handed shuffle. I hope you really enjoyed this. Now, if you want to learn how to do the card trick, make sure to stick around for the tutorial. But if you were here just for the one-handed shuffle, that's going to be it for the video. So if you're new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. But for those of you that want to know how to do the trick, here's how you're going to do the trick. Okay, so this is a really cool force I saw on Sean Devine's channel. So I'm going to leave the video down below, and I'm going to leave his channel down below, because if you're not subscribed to this guy, you better subscribe, because he has so much knowledge, and he is so smart, it's unbelievable. All the books he knows and all the tricks and everything. So make sure you subscribe to him. And without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. So, for this trick, you can start off by handing the deck over to the spectator and they can shuffle it. And you don't even need a full deck. And the spectator can do the whole trick right up until one point. Or I think the whole trick they could actually do. So let's get into this here. Once they're done shuffling, they're going to turn the deck face up. And what you're going to want to do is have them start dealing into one pile. And you're going to watch out for the fourth card from the top. In this case, the 7 of clubs. Now, just so this is easy, so you can follow along, I'm going to switch this out with a red back 7 of clubs, and then these are black back, so the contrast is going to be there. Now, once you see that fourth card, have them keep going. Don't mention anything, just remember it, okay? And then they can keep dealing. They can even shuffle the cards if they would like and then deal groups. They can stop whenever they would like. Let's say right here. Now, if you forget that fourth card, you can respread the packet here and show them all the cards they dealt. And at the top here, just look at the fourth card. But some people might catch on to that, or some people like to memorize the top half, so they might remember the 7. So when you see it the first time, just try to remember it, but it does happen. After this, they're going to turn this half face down. They're going to take the rest of the cards in their hand. They're going to give these a nice shuffle. Take the bottom card, turn it face up, leave it on the bottom of the packet, and then put the rest on top. Now you're all set. they're going to spread these and they're going to separate it. So the face-up card is on top of one half, and then you have this other half over here. This half you're not going to mess with. You don't care about this half. But this one you do. So because I stuck that red card in, this should be easier to follow along. But basically, you know the card is fourth from the top. So using this indicator card, you're going to want to basically count down to the fourth card using this as the card, if that makes sense. So there's a few things you can do, and I'm going to run through all the cards here so you have all the possibilities. But basically what you can do is, we know this is fourth from the top, so one of the things you could do was count to the number, but because this is 8, you have it in fourth, that's not going to work. Okay, because you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, if you can't count to it, you could count the number, the word itself. You could spell it out. So since 8, E-I-G-H-T, has 5 letters, you could go, starting with the 8, the face-up card, E-I-G-H-T. And this will be the selection. And I'm going to go over the reveal at the end, but for now I'm going to go over all the possibilities here. You could do 8, or you could do the suit. So you could do club or clubs, okay? So if you want a plural, you're going to start with the 8. So if you want the S, you're going to go C-L-U-B-S, and that's the card. If you want it to be singular without the S, okay, you're going to move the 8 away and you can go C-L-U-B, and you still land on the card. So I hope that made sense, but I'm going to go through every suit here just so you know how this works. Okay, let's go over a heart. So in this case, we have a picture card and a heart. So, jacks are 11, so you can't count to 11 because it's fourth. So you could spell jack, and there's two ways you could do this. You could start with the face-up jack and go J-A-C-K, and then the next card is theirs. Or you can move the jack out of the way and go J-A-C-K, and you land on their card. Another way you can actually do this is you could use the heart. So you're going to start with the jack and go H-E-A-R-T. Okay. You're not going to be able to do plural for hearts. It's only going to be heart. H-E-A-R-T. And that's the card. Now, let's say you have a spade. So in this case, you can't count 7. So you're going to want to go ahead and spell 7. So you're going to start with the 7 and go S-E-V-E-N. You land on the card. Now, you could do spades also. Start with the 7. S-P-A-D-E. I hope this is making sense, but if something doesn't, please leave it in the comments. I'm going to try my best to answer your question. So let's go with a different diamond. Let's say we have a 2. Okay, well, you could count 2, but you're not going to land on their card. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to get rid of the 2, and then you're going to spell T-W-O, and the next card is going to be theirs, okay? And then diamond, D-I-A-M-O, isn't going to work. So for the 2, you're only going to be able to get rid of that 2 and then spell T-W-O, and the next card is theirs. Hopefully that made sense. Those were all 4 suits. So now, let's go through the rest of the suits here that we have. think right here. Okay, we have a 5. So what we're going to do for the 5 is you could start with the 5 and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You land right on it. That's no problem. You could actually spell 5. So you can go F-I-V-E, and the next card is theirs. Or you can move the 5 out of the way and then go F-I-V-E. And then for the clubs, you already know, but I will go over it one more time. So for the club, you could start with the 5, C-L-U-B-S, or move the 5 out of the way, C-L-U-B, and you still land on the card. So hopefully this is making sense, but because of the red card here, this should make sense. So let's say we have a 3 here. Well, technically, you could do 3. You're going to move the 3 out of the way and go 1, 2, 3. The next card is theirs. You could spell 3. Starting with a 3. T-H-R-E-E, and you land on the card. Or you can spell the suit. So for spades, start with the 3. S-P-A-D-E, and you land on the card. So the next one we have here is going to be a king. Now, for the king, and actually, there's one more card. Let me make sure I grab that. Okay, so for the king, there's 2 ways you could do this. You can start with the king and go K-I-N-G. Okay, and then the next card is theirs. Or what you could do is you could go get rid of the king and go K-I-N-G, and then you land on their card. What about hearts? Okay, you're going to start with the king and go H-E-A-R-T. And you can't count 13, so that's no good. For the ace, okay, this is a little weird. You can't spell diamond. You could, but you're not going to land on their card. You're not going to land on their card by counting 1. So what are you going to do? Move the ace out of the way, and then spell A-C-E, and the next card is theirs. The next one we have is a 6. So you're not going to be able to count 6. So you're going to move the 6 out of the way and actually spell the word S-I-X, and the next card is theirs. Or you could spell spades. So S-P-A-D-E, and right there is the card. What about the 4? Okay, so for the 4 here, this is really nice because you have a few outs right here. So if I was to do this, I would always want a 4 because there's a lot of possibilities here. The first thing, you could count 4, and there's 2 ways you could do that. You could start with the face-up 4 and go F-O-U-R, and then the 5th card is theirs, okay? You counted 4, and then you went to this card, so no one should really suspect anything. Or you can move it out of the way, and then go F-O-U-R and land on their card. Now, you could count to 4. So starting with the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the next card is theirs. Move the 4 out of the way and go 1, 2, 3, 4, and you land on their card. Now, because this is a club, it's even better, because you could start with the 4 and go C-L-U-B-S. Or you could take away the 4 and go C-L-U-B. Okay, so the 4 is really going to be good if you get 4. Now, 9. Now, the 9 is sort of like the 4, except you can't count 9. But you could spell 9. So you could go N-I-N-E, and the next card is theirs. or move it out of the way and go N-I-N-E. And you could spell clubs, obviously. And let me take out two more here. So what about a queen, okay? You could start with the queen itself, and you could go Queen. That's going to be your only possibility if you want to spell to queen, okay? You can't count to queen, but you could do the suits. So start with the queen and go Heart right there. And we actually have one more card here, and that is going to be the 10 of diamonds. Okay, so you can't count to 10, but you could spell 10. So you could start with the 10, or actually move the 10 out of the way, my bad. So move the 10 and go Ten. The next card is theirs. And then you can't spell diamond. So that's the only thing you can do for the 10. But that was the entire trick. I hope you really enjoyed this. If you have any questions at all about the trick, the shuffle, anything, please let me know down below and I will try my best to answer it for you. And actually, let me do the reveal really quick. So after I do whatever it is, I take the card out and I say, okay, now remember, you shuffled the deck, you dealt as many as you wanted, you shuffled even more, turn that bottom card face up, placed it on top, and then we spelled, let's say, we spelled the word 8, and we land on this card. What if I could guess this card? And remember, you could have stopped anywhere. I usually deal a few cards like this. I say, okay, go ahead, and I'm going to see if I can actually guess this card. So then I'm going to start some mind reading. And in this case, we have the 7 of clubs, okay? So, red or black, let's say black. Clubs are spades, spades. Picture a number, it's going to be a number, 7 of clubs. Something like that. And then you can turn over the 7 and show this was the only 7 in the deck. Hopefully your mind reading will be better than mine, but that's basically what I would do. And that was the whole trick. I hope you really enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what else you would like to see on the channel. What would you like to see for tomorrow's video? That's it, and I will see you next time with a new trick, or sleight or something, a new video. Bye.